A digital marketer. I don't even want to call him a digital marketer. If you guys are not online savvy yourselves, you need somebody around you who is constantly, even if it's with a phone, capturing content, posting content, making sure the content you're putting up is good, making sure that you're coming up with creative content ideas, because I have an 11 and a 13-year-old, and they are on to the next every fucking 3 days. TikTok over, 4 days, that song's old. 7th day, something new. So if you're not keeping up with what they're on to, then they're just looking for the new cool shit. So to me, I feel like content kids are the key to life.
I also want to say too many people get them.
So what Gabby Peluso said in this, man, it's so true, and artists have to take this to heart and have to implement this type of a strategy in 2021. And if you guys don't know who Gabby Peluso is, you got to look at Asylum Records, right? Which, I mean, it goes back to, I think they were the record label for Cameron, for Bone Thugs and Harmony, Boozy. There's just a few rappers that I know. I mean, they've managed hundreds of artists, you know what I'm saying? I think David Geffen is the CEO, the founder of that record label, but she's the general manager. So the reason I really want you to take what Gabby says to heart is because she's seen the evolution of how they were managing artists probably in the 90s, in the 2000s, 2010s into 2021. And I want to break that down because, again, we have a few clients that are struggling with this, where the music is good, they got the digital marketing team behind them, we're getting their music in front of millions of eyes and ears, but they're not just producing the content. They don't have a person on board that is producing the content, or they simply are not as comfortable. They're like, that's not me, I don't want to do that. But let me break that down and see what else could you do in that case, or why do you really need this type of content in 2021 if you want to succeed on the massive scale as an artist, that is. So what's going on, guys? My name is Matej, another day from Music Biz Daily. If you wait till the end of the video, I can tell you how me and my team can help you and can help you create a strategy for how to stay relevant constantly on social media. But let me stick with this topic. I'll tell you about that later, but this topic right here about what Gabby Peluso is talking about is that, man, look, her kids, the 11 and 13-year-old she mentioned, that's where music consumption starts, right? I don't care if you believe me, but this is the damn truth, because I've seen the data, I've talked to executives, I'm in the trenches every day, I work with majors, I work with independent artists. The major buyer of music, or the major spender, the demographic of major spenders in the music industry is really from like 11 to 13 to about 25. After 25, you're dealing with a different demographic. You're dealing with human beings that are adults. The real life punched them in the face. They got kids, they got real jobs, they got responsibility. They don't have as much time in their day to be a super fan of whatever you are doing, of you, right? But from 11 to 25, most kids in the Western world, have the time of the day to be obsessed with their favorite artists, or with multiple artists, like Gabby's talking about. Every day there's a new artist. You know what I'm saying? And they get to do the research, they get to find the interviews, the other songs they may have, and whatever. And the point she's making, if you're not creating content that's capturing these audiences, and I'm not saying if you're a 30-year-old or a 26, you got to go down the line to the 11-year-olds, but it's even true for the college kids, the high school kids, and the late teens, the early 20s that will probably come to your concerts and buy your merchandise and all that. They are on social media all the time. They are on TikTok, they are on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Reddit, on Pinterest, on you name it, man. There's so many social media networks out there that it's saturated, and they're looking for stuff all the time. It's been proven, not just by the music industry, by other industry sectors and companies, that the attention span is getting lower. You see that happening in a lot of the commercials, the way people are captured with ads, the way they're delivering, content in the clothing or the apparel industry, in health and fitness, in sports, so I could talk about this all day. The point Gabby's making is that if you're an artist in 2021, I don't care what age you are, and especially if you want to target that bulk of demographic that are the biggest spenders in the music industry, you better be creating content on the daily. And to what she says, that it's got to be good content. You have somebody, you can experiment, that's easy, especially in the beginning stages of your career. You have the luxury of kind of throwing shit against the wall, literally, and see what sticks. Because you're not that known, you know what I'm saying? You have the luxury to delete a lot of that stuff if it doesn't, work or rubs people the wrong way. Obviously, I'm not trying to tell you to be completely obnoxious, but you've seen it work for some people. All I'm saying is be strategic if you're going to do it. But consistency of creating the content, putting it up is even better because it's going to capture your audience. And remember, it's not just about your music. It's about your personality, is what else you like. I tell clients and a lot of artists that come through our accelerator or just are in my circle that I get to talk to all the time that look, it doesn't have to be about your music. Let's say you love sports, talk about sports. Let's say you love talking about other artists and reviewing their music. Talk about the newest Rihanna album that's going to drop hopefully this year, and do a review on it. Go deep into every single song, put out some content. If you love health and fitness, talk about health and fitness. If you love apparel and fashion, talk about that. If you love sports cars, street racing, performance, technology, whatever, there's a plethora of topics you could be talking about and connecting with your audiences, and that content can come in the form of a selfie. It can do something in the video like I'm doing, especially if you're a producer. You could be doing tutorials, teaching people. If you're an artist, it doesn't stop. But what you need to realize is that just become okay with it. You're gonna have to produce a lot of content, have somebody around you that's constantly capturing content, and hopefully you and your team are strategic about what you're putting out, why it works, how to capture more people, and then how to convert all that into your music, your performances, your touring, your merchandise sales, how to convert that into selling other companies, into giving you a sponsorship deal, into giving you a brand endorsement deal, a brand partnership. So many opportunities, so many ways, but I'm gonna leave you with that. So if you wanna know how we can help you, me and my team can help you understand these different strategies, understand how to convert that demand or that, the attention that you're creating by talking about other things or just creating a lot of music content, period, and people are loving it, then you need to follow me on Instagram if you already don't. Make sure you turn on the notifications, but when you follow me, click the link in the bio. Check out our Indie Artist Accelerator, because in the Accelerator, that's where all of this teaching and learning goes down. And then make sure you check me out weekly on Clinton Sparks on his show called Win Big with Clinton Sparks, because there's literally a show designed around this topic of how to win big. And he's got so many A-list, B-list, C-list artists, not just artists, CEOs and entrepreneurs coming on to teach you major lessons that you need to know. So really, a lot of stuff that you should be avoiding, right? Because you can't make all the mistakes on your own. You just don't have enough time on this planet to make all these mistakes on your own. So learn from other people's mistakes. Watch those interviews. Watch our segment, Music Biz Weekly, that we talk about a lot of gems. And Clinton is a legend in the game. So, man, you can learn a lot from him. Make sure you check that show out. I'm in Atlanta this week. Hit me up if we need to meet up for whatever reason. In August, we got a bunch of other industry professionals coming through the accelerator, dropping knowledge on their particular expertise in there is going to help everyone that's in the accelerator. And if you're watching me on YouTube, thank you. Continue to support the channel. Dislike, like the video, just give me some feedback. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification icon, especially if you're going to request another video for me to do, so that way when I drop it, you get notified that I dropped it. Until next time, see you guys, and everybody be safe. Peace.